The next experiment is British pendulum skid tester. You might have seen on the pavement we have a course called bearing course. Bearing course, and also on the concrete pavement if you see, we give a structure or a texture called as tiling. Now these two have the tiling is given to improve skid resistance, and the bearing course also improves the skid resistance. But over time what happens with the movement of vehicles, the tiling and also the bearing course will slowly get worn out. The aggregates in the top surface, let's say this is the initial structure, this is the initial structure of bearing course, this is a very microscopic structure, this is the bearing course, let's say. What happens is vehicles are going on this particular pavement, they will start bearing out, it becomes more flatter. Due to this what happens, there will be a reduction in the skid resistance. Reduction in skid resistance. So after a particular threshold value, there are chances that it can lead to accidents when you apply brakes, and also in wet weather it will cause more accidents. To avoid that, it is required to evaluate the skid resistance regularly to avoid all this to mitigate any safety concerns. In this model basically we use a British equipment called British pendulum tester. It's a very simple equipment. If you see here, this is the equipment. So we have a pendulum here, and then we have a scale to measure the skid resistance. This is the indicator. So what we do basically, this is on the pavement, and here if you see here, we have a rubber, a standard rubber, which will measure the skid resistance. So you will use this particular rubber on the pavement. This will go on move this particular scale. So wherever the scale stops, that is the BPN number, that is British pendulum number. If it's a very smooth surface, it will take it, you will get a very low number. If it's a rough surface, it will have a very high number. This will be classified if the pavement is, the bearing course is in a good or bad condition, right? So if you get a higher value, it's a very rough or a very skid resistant surface. With a very low value, it's a very smooth surface, which will lead to the accidents.
For measuring the surface resistance, we use this equipment known as surface resistance tester. In this first procedure is we will adjust this knob and set the bubble tube at the center. Then for adjusting zero, we will pick up this handle and lock it here. Then just press this key and hold it immediately. It should come on zero. As you can see, we have considered a smooth surface. So the path length should be about 75 mm to 78 mm. So when we leave, you can see here the path is stressed. This distance you will measure on the scale is about 75 mm. And, you will leave this, press this button, then you hold this. The reading you can see as is about 20. Previously we did it for dry surface. Now we are dealing with wet surface. So the reading is about 5. So again we will repeat using the skid resistance tester on this bituminous road, and the path length is about 124 to 127 mm. For a dry surface, now we start the experiment. Reading, you can see it's about 74. Now for wet surface, we will check the reading again. You can see the result to be about 50.